Right now, we're going to welcome in Randy McCarty, June 30th, Southwest Brawl 8, back in the cage. How you doing, sir?
Good, very good, thank you.
Thanks for being here. Chris Leyva, tell us about the upcoming fight. Tell us about what you think of this matchup.
It's an interesting matchup. I mean, he's a stand-up guy. I mean, I've watched a few of his fights. He likes to stand up, throw fast hands, and is decent on his kicks. Not too great on the ground, so that's the thing we're going to try to exploit. Either take him to the ground or make him think I am and hurt him while I'm standing up. One or the other.
Yeah, look at both of you guys. You both have professional boxing experience in your pockets. Yours much more recent than his, but that would almost lead you on paper to think this could be a pretty good stand-up war.
Yeah, it can, and if we stay standing up, if he nullifies me taking him down, then the stand-up's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of fireworks thrown, and I think it'll be exciting either way for the fans.
I feel like once we get you two face-to-face, once we're at the weigh-ins, there's going to be a noticeable size advantage in your favor.
Hopefully. He used to fight at 155, as far as I understand, of the fights I've seen. He fought at 155. He hasn't fought in a few years, so he's coming back, and I've been staying steady and getting myself back healed from last year, so I'm faster than I was my last fight, and crisper, so I'm hoping that everything will run smoothly.
You said it last fight. Let's go back to Southwest Brawl 7. Do you feel like you knocked a little rust off there? Was it a different feeling than what you expected? Was there more rust?
I don't think there was rust. I think it was more mental. I was kind of worried about my cardio and my last fight. I was worried that I wasn't able to push all 3 rounds as hard as I wanted to. So the first round I was slower, and I was thinking of that. And then I come into the corner, and I wasn't even breathing hard. I mean, I was sweaty, but I went 5 minutes with the guy and wasn't breathing hard. So I started to step it up and a little bit more that second round, and then I got clipped, and I couldn't recover before he did what he was supposed to do. He jumped on top of me and smashed me in the face a few times, and the ref stopped it. So I always ask the ref to not stop it unless I'm asleep, and he stopped it a little earlier than that. I mean, he stopped it correctly. I'm not breaking the ref at all, but he's like, I had to stop it, Randy. I was like, yeah, but I asked you to wait till I was asleep. And he didn't. He just looked at me like I was crazy. But
right, but it's what they're there for, fighter safety, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how did you feel? Was Kobe that much, was he that awkward as you expected?
He was way more awkward in his movements than I expected. I thought I was able to play a little bit into it and take advantage of how open he was, and it put me on my heels a little bit different than I expected. So it took a lot longer than I expected to get used to him, and then just got clipped.
Now, how did you recover so quickly from a horrendous injury? I mean, you had an Achilles injury. That's a big injury, a long recovery, and what, 10 months? Yeah. 10 months is from when it happened to when you took a boxing match?
Right. So, I talked to my doctor, said I would never fight again, and I went, uh-huh. And then a couple times later, he says, you don't believe that you're never going to fight again. I said, oh, no, I'm going to fight again. He says, well, what happens if you pop your Achilles? I said, then I'll learn how to fight without an Achilles. I'm going to fight. And he just looked at me like I was nuts. I said, you might as well sponsor me because I'm not, either way, I'm going to fight. And so he chose to sponsor me, which is cool. And I talked to my physical therapist when I went and started doing physical therapy. I said, these are my goals. And instead of saying no to me, they figured out ways to get me ready for that. And I really appreciate them working that way. And because of it, I got sponsors out of that. And I probably shouldn't have taken the boxing match, but I really, really, really wanted to fight. It was a short notice fight, three-day notice, and I still was. That was the reason why I was kind of worried about my cardio on the next one. Is that was where the ring rust broke off at. I guess that boxing match, but I really do like to fight. And that's what I was determined on. So everything the physical therapist said to do, I did that over and over and over again, as many times as he would allow me to, every day. And so I healed up faster than what they expected.
You lived at the physical therapy facility, basically?
Yeah, yeah. And they took care of me and allowed me to swim in their pool and do my workouts where I had lighter weight than my whole body, and went from there.
And what was their timetable for you? Was 10 months really the whole goal? What was it?
No, they said that it takes 6 months to get yourself, from the time I went into physical therapy, it takes 6 months to get yourself back to what they call normal. And I said, what do you call normal? Because I'm a professional athlete. I'm not what you consider normal. And they said, well, we don't want you to be fighting in 6 months. I said, well, that's my goal. And I didn't get fights. I asked for fights, but I didn't get fights in 6 months. And I'm glad that I didn't, because I needed to get stronger and everything. But in my head, I'm ready to go. And so they said, we're just going to get you ready for your next fight, whatever that is, and we're gonna make sure that your legs are where they need to be. And then I started doing yoga, getting my my flexibility back so that I can actually do groundwork, do kicking, and they were. I'm sure they were all nervous because they just worked their butt off to get me back to walking and running, and then I go in there and somebody's kicking the leg that they just took care of. So I'm sure they were nervous, but I had fun.
How did the leg feel during the fight?
My right calf is a little bit weaker than my left, but other than that, there's nothing wrong with it. I've gone to Fight Ready in Phoenix probably 5 times since I've had my injury, and I choose not to tell them that I've had an injury, and I just go in there and fight. And most of the guys that didn't know me before just fight me like they'd normally fight me. So I didn't want them to try and baby it. I wanted them to kick it like they're supposed to, and everything went good, and everything is still going good. It's a big help to have people that are high quality fighting with you and testing you out.
A one-time opponent, now a good friend. Tell us about your trips to Arizona, who you've been hanging out with.
I train with Anthony Rosima as much as I possibly can. That dude is a beast. He's fighting June 29th, actually, on Legacy, and I'm right after my weigh-in. I'm going to go watch him on TV. He's a young, talented young man, and we clicked, man. Our personalities are cool. I don't have a problem punching him. He doesn't have a problem punching me, but we get along as people. And then he moved to Fight Ready, which is where I go to train at least 3 times a year, and we're good training partners, man. It went from going really hard, and I got caught and he put me completely asleep in the fight. So now we're trading blows. He's put me on the ground. I put him on the ground. We go hard, and I think it sharpens both of us up. It's a 6-hour drive, but I think it's totally worth it.
Now, how did you get in contact with him in the first place?
Fight Ready, I went through my strength and conditioning coach, was working for an Indian tribe that what's his name, Frankie Size works for, came from, and he trains out of Fight Ready, and so he invited us to go over there, and I went over there, and we got our butts kicked over and over again by Henry Cejudo, Frankie Size, and all the guys in Fight Ready, and I liked it. I was like, yeah, I need more of that, and so I would go back there 3 times a year on average, and then once I found out Anthony was there, he's like, dude, all these guys know you in Fight Ready. Yeah, well, I go there and train, and so now he's pretty much the exclusive guy I spar with when I go to Fight Ready. He's a bad man. I really like training with Anthony.
That's crazy, and that's great how this martial arts community brings people together.
I know, right? It's like I have more friendships from punching people than anything else.
Did that surprise you when it first started happening, or you just kind of felt the same way?
No, I've always done that. I mean, when I was even in high school or middle school, you get in a fight with some guy, you guys butt heads, you don't like each other, you fight and fight and fight, and whoever wins. In my hometown, we're a small town. They would once they broke it up, they made you shake hands, and after that, you started talking with the guy and got along. You just didn't like one thing, and then we had to fight about it. But now that I'm a professional fighter, has no animosity in it at all. I've never even had a fight where I was like emotionally involved. I'm there to have fun and to fight and see who can win, and hopefully it's me. And I just want to get better as a fighter. And when I'm done, we got our payday. Now let's shake hands and go out, eat some food, talk to each other. He can tell me what he saw that I screwed up on or that I was open on, and if he wants to hear from me, I would tell him the same. And I like that. I think that's a better way to work things.
Now, we're in Las Cruces at home. Where are you working out at now?
I train out of DA Boxing in Las Cruces for my hands, and I train out of Briggs MMA in El Paso 2 days a week for the jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. I have Jesse Briggs is the head coach there, and very talented black belt in jiu-jitsu and very good Muay Thai fighter, and we're having a lot of fun, like piecing each other up and working hard. And then the hands I work with, the Vasquez he has 3 kids that are all pros and real sharp, real good head on his shoulders for strikes. He doesn't always know the MMA side of it, but he can see openings, and I can adjust to kicks and all that for him whenever he's just seeing an opening, and he's able to communicate with me well. So I work with both of those guys.
And another thought on this upcoming fight. What do you think it takes to get the win, to get your hand raised on June 30th?
I want to stop. I want to stop it. I'm prepared and I'm able to do 3 5-minute rounds. I can do 5 5-minute rounds, but right now I can. But I'm not looking for a decision. If I get a decision win, I'm going to be very disappointed. I want to stop this guy. I really do think it's going to be on the ground, unless he's in the last 3 years done something to improve his ground game. He's in a lot of trouble.
How excited do you get for this fight now, after having shaken some of those mental cobwebs from those first 2, now having the confidence back in your body after having tested the leg?
Oh, I'm going to sleep thinking about, what if this, what if that, this is what I'm going to do, that's what I'm I dream about it, basically. I'm going to sleep thinking about all the different scenarios, all the ways to be able to beat this man. And he's going to come in here, and he's going to put on a show. Everywhere I've seen him fight, he puts on a show. He's not afraid to fight. He doesn't run from you, and I'm excited to be able to fight somebody that's like that. I've fought quite a few people like that, but I'm also excited about fighting him.
I gotta say, at Southwest Brawl 7, doing commentary, I was a little worried watching you walk in, thinking to myself, that's a really short recovery time. But once I saw you start dancing, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, he's fine. Randy looks good. We're gonna have a good fight.
Thank you. It would have been a better fight if I wouldn't have got clipped, but for me at least. But as far as I've been told, everybody in the crowd loved it. It was an exciting fight, so I'm glad of that.
And we look forward to seeing you in action again. Who did you need to thank, and who did you need to shout out to?
I definitely want to thank all my sponsors, which is a lot of them right now, but La Nueva Casita Cafe, Timeless Tranquility, which is a spa that helps me out, Optimum Health and Wellness, or rehab, not wellness. They do my cupping and keep myself moving well. And then I need to thank the Crince Ranch and Dr. Cadena. Man, I have so many. Lately, I've had so many sponsors. I really appreciate all their help. And I want to thank Briggs MMA and Jesse Briggs for allowing me to come into their gym and train with them. I want to thank Fight Ready, Anthony Rosema, and DA Boxing and Rick Vasquez for always being in my corner, not saying, well, you're an old man and we're not gonna train with you anymore, but saying you want to do this, we're gonna figure out a way to do it, and I really do appreciate that a lot.
And all I heard.
Also, thank you for interviewing me.
Always, and I just heard that was a lot of great things because a lot of sponsors means you're able to make money doing this.
True.
Awesome, Randy. Thank you for the time, and look forward to seeing you in action at Southwest Brawl 8.
Thank you, man. God bless.